in today's podcast, we're going to speak about how strong is your mind, right? As far as being able to adapt, overcome. Does mindset matter? Does it really matter? That's the main question we're going to address today in today's podcast. To start off, yes, mindset is anything you put your mind into and how you focus the objective, right? I've met a lot of negative Nancy's out there. Sometimes they think they know it all. And in the end, it's really up to you. And what do you think? Henry Ford said it best. He said, whether you think you can or can't, you're right. So, like I said, in the end, you control your life, you control your mind, you control your atmosphere. It's that simple. I hate when people say that I'm stuck in a bind, I don't know how to get out, it's family. Those people tend to blame others and the environment that they're in. I get it. There's a lot of people that go through a lot of struggle and rough stuff, but they got to keep going in order to come out the other side. So, with that being said, mindset is very important in this world. The reason is because it can pull you down, tear you apart, or build you. It's that simple. I always explain that every time, if you want to get stronger, if you want to get better, if you want to succeed in life, what do you have to do? You got to think about it like this at the gym. You got to push more weights to get stronger, right? Some people say, I can't do this and I want to do this and I want to do this. Listen, we don't get to pick and choose our struggles. I wish it was that easy. It's more of how you respond than you react. See, people get in the business of just reacting, you know, and that's when all the cards fall. They say, why is this world against me? Everybody's against me. But in the end, when you have that mindset shift, it has to do more with, the response of how you're going to be able to tackle this. And then what are you seeing on the other side? Because listen, there's going to be future bad days. I can guarantee you that. But I can also guarantee you there's going to be future good days. So, not to say that we all live in this utopian world and focus on just the rainbows and butterflies. No, no, no. You got to put in the work. You got to go through the struggle, right? And it's basically up to you of how you respond. Because back to my example of lifting weights, right? If you pass that struggle, if you pass that moment that everything's coming down on you, and if you just show up and you stay in the game, whoo, man, it's like you getting a badge of honor, right? Because not only did you show up, but you're past the event. See, with each event in this world, it just makes you stronger. Now, there's some people don't come out because it's so deep and so filled with grief. And this is where a lot of mentality comes into where family, friends, the what you're reading, the music you consume, it all plays a factor in our personality. So in the end, I always say mindset does matter, right? Your mind is sort of a magnet. You think positive, positive things will happen. You think negative, negative things will happen. The saying is you can never have a positive world with a negative mindset. It just doesn't, it's not going to attract that, right? In the law of attraction. And I'm not one to say here of magical powers or anything, but I will say that once you flip your mind, the saying I heard was it takes the same amount of energy to think positive than it does to think negative. So why not choose positive, right? Because in the end, that's what we're trying to make sense of the world, the things around us, and how we're going to overcome and succeed. But in the end, mindset is individual basis. I have met some very, very strong advocates where they've been through pretty much anything and they still have to look up. And I met the other ones where, one deal actually knocked them down. And it's okay because we all get knocked down, but it's the amount of things of how you get back up. And I hate to speak in this cliche tone, but that's the reality of how things work. So in the end, always focus on yourself, your mental health, your physical health, relationships. I always say 1% better every day. Start there. And just never stop, because as long as you get up, as long as you breathe, you have life. You have life to live, and you have to show yourself that anything is possible. So, let me know in the comments below what you think. Is mindset sort of this juju, or is it through struggle? Um, does everybody get knocked down? I mean, is it one of those things? Is it a superpower? Let me know, and we will speak soon on the next podcast.